Absolutely, brother. I'm just
How
trying to
to
continue.
do? How to do, brothers? How y'all doing today?
I'm getting by, man. Getting by. You know, trying to enjoy some of this weather, man. Shit, it was doggone 80 degrees out there today.
Yeah, yeah,
But
80 degrees.
two days ago, it was 35.
yeah. We pretty much got the same weather you got, but
Yeah, man. Well,
this
shit.
is I don't mind the fluctuation in weather, man. It's the pollen, man.
Yeah,
Pollen, man. Sheesh.
I ain't gonna speak on that. Doggone weather got my bones and joints aching and shit, man. And the pollen got me, man. Like breathe like I feel like I'm breathing through mud and shit. My eyes is
Yeah,
puffy,
yeah.
gritty and shit, man. I don't know what to do. I just ain't happy right
I'm just
Damn,
not happy.
damn, bro, that's heavy.
Yeah, but that's what's so crazy about it is, um, until May showers, what April showers come, bro. See, that's the thing. April showers bring May flowers. Wait a minute. Yeah,
now. Yeah.
that's how I go. That's how I go. I'm going to flash to this other channel here. Entertain the folks, man. I'll be right back.
Entertain the folks. All right.
There's a spark of magic in your eye.
Sure.
Happy land appears each time you smile.
Never thought that fairy tales came true.
You know what, man? Like the amount of songs that I thought I knew just from watching them damn uh what was that? That you know how you used to be able to those records and shit that used to come on the old school records, and at the end of the commercial, dude be like, "No, my brother, you got to get your own." You don't
I
remember
ain't
those?
hip to that.
You don't remember those commercials? But anyway, man, anytime I watch like an old school commercial where they trying to sell the music or whatever, I think I know the songs that they playing in the trying to advertise the record. I don't know them shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know them shit. It's a whole lot of music I don't know, man. I know snippets and shit just from the commercial.
Yeah, well, all that music you got, all you need is a refresher.
Yeah, but, but that's like, you know what, man. That- that's like Facebook, man. You know, when I first got Facebook, and I was much more active on it or whatever, man. And all the cousins or whatever put the kids on, and I watch little kids grow up. Everybody watch these kids grow up. But mess around to go to a family reunion or whatever, and I feel like I know them because I just watch them grow up. And be like, hey baby,
Right.
and they be like, ah. I'm like, it's me. It
I
I
looked at your pictures about 100 times. I
yeah,
liked them.
yeah, yeah, on their personal pages sometimes.
No, no, no.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the famous one. Ask your mama about me.
Yeah.
Ask your daddy about me.
My thing is, everybody keep telling me to get back on Facebook.
Mm.
You know, I know I'm missing a whole lot, man.
I don't think you are, man.
I mean,
I
it
don't do it.
depends what you're looking for.
Yeah, I don't do it much.
To be honest with you. What I mean? I think the way Facebook does you, they let the people see who they want to see your stuff.
Mm.
I mean, because be honest with you, I got a certain amount of people following me, and I got a certain amount of friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Only a small percentage of my friends who see my posts. I mean,
Don't they got a way where you can bypass all that, man? So you can get
it is.
everybody?
It is. I just they stopped doing it, and then it was coming. It was bootleg. It was people who was actually Facebook people. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, if you go to this app and you hit the moonscape
Yeah.
and you twirl around 3 times, everybody gonna get to see you.
Yeah, that's that old betrayal, but that's like a telemarketer calling you and using your first name. Hey, Spoke, what's going on, brother?
Hey, look at it.
No, they can't get away with it no more because they all sounding fucking indie.
And look here. Way back in the day.
Keith? How you
Way
doing?
back in the day.
Pronounce Keith, man. That's crazy.
Way back in the day when I owed student loans, I got a phone call. Said, is this Damon? Yeah, it's Damon. Who is it? Hey man, what's going on, man? How you been, bro?
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Who is it? Well, this is the man that's trying to find out if you're gonna make that next payment, man. Is everything good? I said, hey man, that's deception, man. That you can't do that.
Anyway, let me write down your information because you got me.
Okay.
You know what? The part about I had the nerve to be upset because it was a brother, and I said, oh, well, okay, that's how you gonna do another brother. That's how we do things now.
Yeah. But you think about the number of people who that shit worked on, man. That worked on somebody.
But
and they was like, they was like, go, just go with it, Jamal. Keep going with it.
I got the phone. You know, the first thing that came out of my mouth after I gave up all the information. You know, what came out of my mouth? The new contact. Jive ass turkey.
I would have gave you shit. Yeah, I would have gave it down.
I said it was jive ass turkey. But I had to give him credit because he had me talking for a minute. Yeah, man, you know, I just been chilling, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, taking it day by day. Yeah. By the way, who is this? Oh, this is student loan people, man. We've been trying to get in contact with you for a long time. When I paid that shit off, I didn't actually do it, but I thought, I'm going to cuss them out. I'm going to give them the business.
Hey, we've been going strong for 3 years, brother. You know, I'm not sure. You know, we got some followers. Those followers that try to catch the show as much as they can. I want to thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. It's the truth. You know, we do try to entertain, but we also go out of the way to try to communicate. To show you our version of communication. You know, which is important. Because I think everyone deserves to be heard, but at the same time, everybody shouldn't be heard if they own that bullshit. It's just my opinion. But I give, and I'm wondering if you guys agree, I give everybody the opportunity to come on and speak their piece.
Mm-hmm.
Only slipped one time, one of Jaquari's friends, where I thought during the podcast, I thought that he got me completely out of my bag. Then I went back and watched it, and no, I kept my cool, right? And he didn't follow the rules, right? And that's the rules are to be heard. And he wanted to be slapstick. Didn't he have a wig on or some shit?
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, kind of shit going on.
What'd you say?
Yeah, all kind of shit going on.
Yeah. And
did he have a knife in his hand too?
He was
I wasn't on it that time.
He wanted to go viral. You know what I'm saying? And after watching it, and maybe a year later, understood what he was trying to do. But the simple fact that he tried to use us as a vehicle instead of letting us know that's what he's trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Not that it was scripted. It's just like, oh, first of all, you just meeting me, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you kind of embarrassing your coworker. Kind of, because it wasn't that bad. No, I'm talking about just the optics of it. Jumping around, you know, remember he started on the toilet? And
He was on the toilet.
Yeah, but we wasn't live when he was on the toilet, though. He thought we were. Oh, we not live? I'm like, yo, man, I know you're not on the toilet. Yeah, man, I got to go. And, you know, he went through his little spiel. Yes, it's slapstick. Yeah, I had to go. And, you know, and I was prairie dogging. And okay, I said, well, it's a good thing we ain't live. We not live? Oh, then the motherfucker gets up. Feel what I'm saying? That was his
Nothing but foolishness.
That's all. It would have been funnier, and it was early in the game for me. It would have been, I would have been able to play along with it had you didn't have to tell me, but you know how we've been doing this for so long. We pick up on shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Well, it's a good thing I went on it because I'd have went in my bag. Lord have mercy. This man got his ass on the toilet for the world to see.
No, we wasn't live.
Shame.
Yeah, we wasn't live. Man.
Shame.
Shame.
Shame. All right, well, look. We're going to start this off, man. I see you on the other side. Welcome, everybody, to this episode of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with
Uncle Spoke.
And it's your boy D. Armstrong.
We welcome today's episode. Do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Build up our numbers. We're about communication, laughter, understanding, all the good things for growth. So check us out, and we'll go from there. At the bottom of my screen, you see that Cash App, my Cash App for a Strong Perspective Podcast Cash App. If you're feeling in your infinite wisdom that we need in $1 or $2, please donate. Helps the channel. It's our goal. Our goal is to make it, to build up our numbers and to build up so we can get better cameras, because both my brothers they handsome, and I'm cute. And we need the world to know what the hell is going on.
That was my pose.
You hit him with this profile view, man. All right. Hey, Jaquari, how was your day today, brother?
It was productive, man. Got a chance to finish my week off strong. Pretty good.
Okay. Cool. Damon, what about yourself?
My day was good, bro. I had the attitude, I'll get by.
Mm-hmm.
All I had to do was pace myself, bro. And it was a beautiful thing.
Snail's pace, rabbit's pace, burly pig pace. One of them paces, you got to get it done.
I want to know what that burly pig pace look like, bro.
A little bit heavier than the pot belly. You know what I mean? Shit. You know. We talked about it last night. We'll probably do it toward the end of the show. Soundtracks. I was telling Jacor earlier today that doing soundtracks of your life, different periods of time, you got to have the R&B version of it. You have to have the jazz version of it. You got to have the gospel version of it. You got to have the blues. I'm a blues guy. You got to have the blues version of it. You know what I'm saying? Some of us mix it all together. But I think, me personally, you tell me guys what you think about it. I personally, each song that I hear reminds me of moments in my life as a young man. I think when I was out on my own, I really don't get into soundtracks. You know what I'm saying? I don't put music in different periods when I was out working in this world. You feel what I'm saying? But as a child, all the way up until the day I left for college, there's a soundtrack for me. Different songs remind me of different periods of my youth or youth. You know what I mean? What you guys think about that?
Yeah, I agree with it. Yeah, I mean, it was always a different. You know how I went through phases when I was a kid. Hell, I still go through phases, man. You know, from like you say, the blues, everything but classical and country, man. You know, I can't really vibe to those two forms of music. But you know, shit, 70s rock. I love 70s rock, heavy metal, reggae, dance hall, all this shit. And it's
I love classical music. I do. You know what I'm saying? What about you, Damon?
I was listening to what's that group? Hard rock group. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize I was into hard rock, man, until I started reminiscing. And then I looked at my archives. I was like, hell, I got all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember this group that I was checking out the other day. It'll come to me, man. But you're absolutely right, man. There's moments in your life, man, where certain things, you know what I'm saying, affect you. It puts you in a moment where you start thinking clearly and be inspired by it. You know.
You know what? I lied earlier. I did. There is form of rap music. Once I was in college, that brings back time, memories, and all this. Public Enemy.
Here it is. Bam.
Bam! In your face. God damn, this is the dope tip. Public Enemy, KRS-One,
Poor Righteous Teachers.
Poor Righteous Teachers, X-Clan.
X-Clan.
Yeah.
My man, what's the Grand Poobah? What's his group?
Oh shit.
And Nubian.
Brand Nubian. All that.
Nubians. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was the period where I'm working in law enforcement at the time, but my mindset was pro black radical revolutionary shit. See, I mean, we kind of grew up off that. You know what I mean? That was fed to us our whole life. Being an individual, understanding knowledge of self. You know what I mean? Just
right.
That whole gambit of it. Where now I can step in. But I love the fact that I can step in any situation. As a matter of fact, it helped me law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? Because when you understand not just law enforcement, but when you understand who you are and what you're bringing to the table, you're able to do your job in any capacity. You know what I'm saying? The mistakes come when you start to doubt your ability, or you know that you got shortcomings. You know what I mean?
I remember, man, we was in the Berg that one time, and I think the album was "Take a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back." It just dropped, and we was all sitting over by the towers, right? And his brother was walking by, and everybody acknowledged him, right? They said, "Man, where you going?" "I'm finna go cop that new PE, man." Next thing I know, everybody walked down to the record store, standing in line, to cop that new PE. And I was like, "Wow, man!" It was a beautiful thing because a brother didn't have to convince you to be about self consciousness. They just say, "Hey, man, the new one dropped.
Yeah.
You need to go cop that." You know.
And at the time, shit, it was a tape that didn't cost no more than $7 to $8.
That's
I
true.
know. I know.
I mean, through the years, man. I mean, we've been priced out of creature comforts, man. And like cell phones. So when did cell phones start becoming thousands of goddamn dollars to fucking have?
No, they had in the beginning they were.
Yeah, they was in the beginning. Shit.
I'm gonna tell you, Nokia.
That's why everybody had beepers.
Look,
You know what I'm saying?
Nokia and Nextel were the last. Flip phones were the last of affordable phones because the iPhone came and then the Android. And the iPhone, like, since these fools were standing in line to get our stuff, even though we had bugs in the early years, iPhones had so many bugs, and they was charging you just to have your name on it. You know what I'm saying? But people were standing in line for them. And now that's when it started costing thousands of dollars because the iPhone was the first. No, it wasn't the first, but either the Android or the iPhone, I'm not sure, Samsung or somebody was the first one, the handheld computer phone. When it became a handheld laptop, you know what I'm saying? That's when it started being that way. But the Nokia was probably the most consistent and durable cell phone out there. You know what I mean? I remember when it was the shit where you had games on it. Centipede.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A little blue brick.
Yeah, man.
That was my spare phone for years, man. I mean, the technology never became obsolete. I drop a $400 phone and crack the screen and put the chip in that son of a bitch, man, and
there it is.
Yeah.
Look, think about it. We went from our two generations, right? We went from reel to reels, right? Reel to reels. Then we went to 8-track tapes, right? Then we went to cassette tapes. And you know what I'm saying? We've seen all of them. Then we went to with our music is free. First, what was the name of that joint?
Napster.
That one and
Napster and the green something was it?
it was another one. I think you close, but it was another one.
I know I was downloading crazy.
Now, because people was getting music and they was downloading, they would buy these CDs and they would download.
I know.
For free.
And then you mess around and download the bug. You don't get mad. I'm just gonna have to start all over again.
Yeah.
What was the name of that? And it's right.
I can't
it's right
even
on
remember, man.
my tongue, man. I just can't remember. But think about we all, which is crazy, us on this screen right now, seen every change within our lifetime.
Yeah. And you know what? For the life of me, man, I couldn't. I didn't see cell phones sticking. I didn't. I
Oh
did.
man,
I couldn't see a time, man, where there was no such thing as a public payphone.
I know that. Nah, that's crazy though.
Yeah, it's just another scenario, man, where technology is fucking priced us out of a creature comfort.
Yeah.
Payphones, I mean, as nasty as as they were.
Man, I'm telling you, pay for. I had my experiences with them joints, man.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off.
Oh yeah.
Well, you did. So go ahead and finish.
And
Anyway, what I was saying, and furthermore,
did. What ain't that what the little young girls be doing now? And did.
I don't know. That shit changed. With them, that shit changed up so much, man.
man, I
That's
mean,
why,
you talk about in a matter of days, man. The new fad, this gold. We don't say it anymore.
no, man, used to do it. We did that, man. We did that.
Did we?
Yes.
Man.
Man, look, I tell you, and Chad, if you remember this, think about when I was in eighth grade, 8th grade, we used to say, my main man. You know what I'm saying? My main man, Damon. What up, my bleed? What up? You know what I'm saying? Think about all the different. We used to go through all that. The one thing that lasted was my homeboy. Homeboy always stayed. It's been here. It's gonna be here forever.
Y'all
team.
Y'all was slapping palms and patting your froze too, though, bro. Hey, Keith, man, tell him about that jumpsuit you wore to the dance and whatnot.
Oh my God. And you know what? What's so crazy about it is 8th grade, I had no intentions on going. No intentions on going, bro. To 8th grade dance. John Ginyard, John. That was my running partner back then. Him and Eric Harris. That was my running partner, right? You know, and we all, as 8th graders, we all, we hung out together. That was our crew. Austin Ray. We had a little crew, right? What was the 8th grade dance? We in sewing class, home ec class, me and John. It was this girl who liked John, Lily.
Guinea man.
Lily liked John. And Lily wanted to go to the joint, right? And John wasn't going to go, but when you smelling that aroma, even if we was in 8th grade, he smelled that aroma. It didn't take her long to convince her. And her girlfriend Claudia didn't have anybody. Now I wasn't volunteering because I knew I didn't have no suit, right? Now, even though I was 6'2", our dad's suits was too baggy. So,
and plus they was from the early 70s, so yeah.
No, I didn't care about that because it was shark skin John. He had a burgundy and he had a silver shark skin. So it took them a minute to talk me into it because I was a practical dude. You know what I'm saying? I knew I didn't have no suit, and what they did was they made me promise to go because I didn't want to I had a little crush on Claudia anyway. She's a little light-skinned joint, cute face, you know what I mean? You call Ja'Cory, big head and yellow.
Big head and yellow, that's right.
And so I made that promise. I did not. I got home and I saw only the jumpsuit. Now, 5 years earlier, that jumpsuit was fly for a club, but it wasn't fly in no period of time for a dance. And look, I'm going to describe this thing, and this is the most accurate description of it. You remember Elvis Presley made his comeback in Vegas?
Yeah.
With the black, all one-piece karate suit, and he kicking around and shit?
With the bell bottom?
Yeah.
Mm.
I had that. My dad had that. With the bell bottom. No bullshit. So now, John done hyped me up. We in 8th grade. He's like, bro, if you make it, Keith, if you make a good impression, she might be your girl, blah, 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 da, da, da. Right? And I was like, yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? Because Claudia, I'm gonna describe her to you, and I'm sorry, honey, but this is years before I even met you. Claudia was medium height, and this before I became a butt man. So Claudia had them big double D's. Excuse my crudeness, folks. And like I said, real pretty face, borderline beautiful. And we always vibed, and I had a crush on her. So I ended up going. I said, John. I told John to come in, and I had it on. My mom, our mom, Ja'Cory, she was like, Keith, do not wear that.
Mama told you not to wear it?
She told me not to wear it. And you know whose voice overrode it? Little Keith. Like, yeah, nigga, you better go. You better play that off. Man. So now it's all white now. It's an Elvis Presley karate suit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
how far did it have like a zipper on the chest? How far did it come?
No, it was buttoned down and it stopped right here. So if I had a hairy chest, I would look like Elvis. So
did you have it open? Did you leave it open?
Yeah, I did. I had so no, I'm gonna tell you when the comedy came, because when we youngins, I was never like that, but when we youngins, we cruel, man.
I'm saying,
look, our cousin Stacy, he sold me out, but I'm gonna get to you.
It sounded like he had to.
Huh?
It sounded like he had to.
I mean, it's real. So
where was I?
You was a youngin', man. You sitting there, you witnessed the whole thing. You didn't give a shit because your TV show was on. Where he going? Where you going, Karate Man? That's what you said. So I get up there. Now this is where the comedy is. I laugh about it I get up there. I get out the car. Now before John's sister gave us a ride, right? Lisa Ginyard. And I come walking out the house, and this sister looks at me and says, "What the hell do he got on?" And John had his dad. He had some slacks on and had his dad dress coat. Jacket. You know what I'm talking about. So he was cool. He ain't had no tie on. He was cool, right? And he talked me into getting in that car because I was like, his sister sealed the deal for me. Like, yo, I'm clowning myself, right? So this is how I knew I was a brave dude, right? Because I knew first of all, our mom, I believed in her. So if she tell me some shit looking crazy,
go ahead and throw that jumpsuit on.
No, she ain't tell me to jump. No, she told me not to wear it.
Did she?
Yeah. So what I ended up doing was, and John's sister like, yo, man, what the hell do he got on? And she laughed the whole 10-minute ride. She laughed at me. And I still got out that damn car. Right? So I'm walking in the building, and I was a decent student. You know, the teachers generally liked me and all this. So I'm walking up in there, right? Everybody got on suit and gowns and shit, right? I'm walking up in there, and teachers like, oh, oh, Keith, oh wow, what what made you put that on?
Hey, what you should have did was walk in and say, "What up, brother Blood?"
I'm here, motherfuckers. What?
Look, I'm holding it down now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking, and we had it. The prom. I mean, the little party was in the cafeteria. The gym's class, because I think wasn't it like a cafeteria slash?
It was everything. Yeah.
Auditorium.
Had a stage up in there and shit.
I walked up in that mall, right, and this is no lie. I'm walking, and our cousin Stacy, he looked. He's like, him and Truck, Ron Sanders. Them was my guys, right? They looked at me and they were like, gee, and started busting out laughing. They didn't say, you gonna be all right? No, it's cool, bro. Hell no. They laughing their ass off. But I'm still sucking it out, right? Two things got me. Claudia, my date, saw me, and she tears started welling up in her eyes.
Oh man!
Right, and then Lily looked and said, "Keith, why would you embarrass her like that?" I was like, "Oh shit!" So I walked into the place, and I swear to God, it was in unison. Everybody said, "Look at Keith!" I'm talking about it was like a fucking movie.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And I went in the little corner. I sat down. I walked up to Claudia. I said, "Look, I'm sorry. This is all I had." Right?
You more man than I was back then.
Look, I walked up to her and I gave her a little side hug. I said, "I'm very sorry." Right? And man, John, first when we got there, John said, "Let's go. Let's walk home." And I'm eager, like, "Yo, let's go." And then people was like, "Oh, nice suit jacket, John." Now, John, like, "You on your own, Key. I'm staying." Then John started clowning me.
I'd have gave him the business.
Hey, look, I didn't get mad because I really wanted to smack him in his mouth, but I didn't get mad at him because I made the choice to put that motherfucker on.
You stood on it, man. I respect it. I respect it. You stood on it.
Man, please.
It was, listen, I'm going to tell you, the walk home, the walk home is about what? Half an hour walk, something like that. The walk home, people driving past clowning me. It was like, Kung Fu Kitty, what the fuck is you doing?
Hey, Keith, was you crying?
No, I ain't crying.
You ain't crying?
No,
I'd have been crying like a motherfucker, man.
Look here. Fuck. The hell with that. I would have been exacting my revenge. I'd have been calculating and all that. I was like, okay, this is how we doing it?
Look, I did. When I became a star, oh, yes, sir.
Hey, all them cats that want to be in your corner.
Yeah.
All them cats that want to be in your corner, you say, "We ain't friends, motherfucker."
Look, when it came to it, our blood, and Stacy, our cousin Stacy grew up like he was our brother. Oh yeah, he got the business. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I was petty like that. But just like I said, I made that choice though. Knowing it was wrong, but I'm smelling the aroma of Claudia.
The possibilities, man, to be just being in the mix, man. I mean, and
Yeah.
that's everybody, unfortunately, man.
Shit.
And I'm not even gonna say unfortunately, man, but we all got stories like that, man, that define things in us, man, and etched a part of our psyche and shit, man. Because I say it all the time, man. I had 3 pair of pants my whole high school career, but I kept going back to that motherfucker.
You and me both.
Kept
guess
going
what?
back,
Here's the thing.
They was clean every single day.
even if I had to walk.
Right. And hang them up with the fan blowing. Right. But here's the thing, man. 3 years later, when you had that experience, I had my own, but it wasn't, at a function or whatever. It was just like this going to school. Mom, she was tired from work and all that stuff, and I was lollygagging. And she was like, "Put these pants on and take your butt to school, and you better make it on time." And Pop sitting there looking at me, talking about, "Yeah, you better make it on time."
Yeah.
And guess what the pants she told me to put on? The pit pants with the slit pockets and shit, and the gabardine material, and the burnt orange and shit, with my damn all-star sneakers. Man, I swear to God, man, I got 100 feet from the bus, and everybody was on the floor laughing at me.
I think that's where I got my sense of humor from too, man.
Man,
Because
And
yeah, man.
no, did this. So I got to school, and I couldn't even get off the bus, man. I couldn't even get off the bus, man. They was clowning me so bad, I couldn't even get off the bus, man. And I was like, I'm thinking about betrayal. I'm like, this is set up.
so, yeah.
This is set up. And my mama is the culprit. She did this to me.
Hey man, look, that was the same woman, man, who like all the way up to the 6th grade, man. She made me wear a goddamn. I couldn't wear jeans in school. I had to wear like slacks and hard bottom shoes. And,
I mean, but you know what? For real,
and
that's
after that,
school wear, man. That's school wear, dog.
Man, fuck that.
Man.
Look here, man.
No.
He trying to soften the blow. Come on, bro.
Man.
You just told us about your bad experience, and you want to try to soften the blow.
I'm not
let me
trying
have
to
my
stop.
shit. I went from that shit to goddamn Huskies and shit.
The girl animals, the color coordinated joint.
And that should be right in the goddamn pocket, man. And then when I got to goddamn junior high, I didn't realize that motherfuckers didn't shop at Piers until my 8th grade year.
We got the plaids, we got the polka dots.
Yeah, motherfuckers didn't even know what Piers was.
Listen, let me tell you something. We had to shop at Piers because we were extra large men. And Piers was the only place that could fit me. That's the truth.
We was where
I appreciated the hell out of Piers, man.
We was wearing 1957 baggies from Piers.
You talking about the zoot suit baggy pants type joint?
Hey man,
no, baggies was the style, not probably what.
And then had it there to be denim.
Not when you was coming up, but that was the style for me.
But not when I was coming up, but I was wearing them motherfuckers, wearing baggies and shit. I didn't get a pair of jeans, goddamn it, until I was a sophomore in high school. And them motherfuckers was rough. Yes, they was.
No, they wasn't.
Yes, they was.
Okay.
Yes, they was, Key.
Bro, no, they wasn't.
Look.
And if they was costing a fucking arm and a leg, man. I
was a child.
And I'm not making
I
excuses.
give a fuck.
I'm not making excuses.
Fuck, man.
No, I understand your comment, so I'm not trying to dismiss that.
I'm just give me one pair of jeans, man. Just give me a pair of Lees.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, I learned too late. So when I went shopping, we always I got our dad to go.
Yeah, the better shop.
He's gonna fucking buy you what you want.
Pop cashed out.
Yeah.
I wasn't hip to that. Pop was like, "Hey man, I'm not finna argue with my wife, and you know the deal, so you just listen to her." And Mom was like, "Hey man, as long as it's new, why are you complaining?"
Yeah. I'm
You know,
gonna tell you. I went, and it was my senior year. I went with him like 2 times, and this man took me to Southfield. He took me
Absolutely.
out there like, look, get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
well, he
And
didn't
I'm
do that
like,
for
hey
me.
man, I said, hey man, where the fuck you been?
I'm saying you just
Hey, yeah, hey, Keith spoke. He didn't do that with me. I was in that realm of it, but I made one mistake. Uncle Kenny came to the house late for work and all this. He said, "Hey man, give me a pair of jeans that I can wear to work." And I let him have it. And he was like, Pops, after that, he was like, "I'm done." You
yeah.
gonna give him your best shit to go to work?
He
No.
he took that shit. He took it. You remember that
Yeah.
he took a pair of my shoes one time for 2 weeks, man. I stayed in the house. It was the summer. I ain't go outside for 2 weeks because he had my
Hey, do y'all remember this, man? Hey, God forgive me. Man, don't hold it against me, man. When had like 4 shirts, Uncle Kenny's silk shirts. He had been asking for like 2 months. Hey man, you gonna give him my shirts? Now you know you ain't supposed to hand wash those silk shirts, man.
You
You know what I'm
can't
saying?
dry them up. You can't not dry them in the dryer, man. You gotta hang them dry.
Uncle Essie brought him his shirts back. He had hand washed them, right? He's like, man, hey man, here your shirts, man. Get off my back. Uncle looked at them shirts. He said, hey man, them yours, man.
Yeah, them belong to you.
Yeah.
He said, them yours, man. You
Oh,
know. But you know what's crazy, bros? I would not trade that shit for anything, man.
no, I mean, look,
Because
look.
it was about awareness, man.
My scars was funny.
Yeah,
My scars was funny.
yeah.
It's what it was. It's like I found, especially if I was able to work through them or the shit was over, I found the humor in it. You know what I mean? But also, I made sure that I wasn't in that fucking position no more. Like,
Exactly. It gave you inspiration, right?
yes,
It
sir,
gave
man.
you inspiration. Listen here, man. The same day when mom said, man, wear these gabardine pimp pants and shit with the slit on pockets and shit to school. Everybody was laughing because they had bulges in it and shit like that. It was uneven and all that stuff. And it's like, man, look at your pants, man. That's just supposed to fit nice. It's bulges in this. What's going on? I had my jeans up under that motherfucker. And as soon as I got to my locker, I took them pants off and I had my jeans on and I was back to normal again, you know. And then when I got home, I forgot to put the pants back on.
Oh yeah.
And mama saw that I had on some jeans. She said, where the pants at I told you to wear today with the damn dress shoes? I said, I ain't had no really. She was like, see, that's what I'm talking about. You don't listen. I'm like, I do listen. That's why I took that shit off. You know what I'm saying? But man, they used to clown me, man, for real. I was a bitter ass dude, man. I was bitter.
You
You know
know
what I'm saying? I didn't give a
what I learned.
damn.
I'm gonna tell you what I learned from it because, like I said, children from elementary all the way to high school are freaking assholes, man. They are. They can't help it, especially
Because they
when they're in the group setting. So what I learned how to do, power of the tongue. Like, yo, I got back at him. I didn't embarrass him, but I embarrassed him. You know what I'm saying? My favorite thing is, what the fuck did you just say? Letting them know I'm getting ready to light their ass up. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't bother nobody. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what I'm
we know
saying? You're just trying to get through the day.
that's all you're trying to do. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, we getting our 3 hots in the cot at the crib, yeah. But we want the material shit. You know
But
what I mean? I'm like,
no, but
whoa.
here's the thing though, bro. Everybody was going through that shit, man.
Yeah, yeah.
We just didn't defend ourselves, man. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get people off of us. You know, Cat be like,
I did.
Cat laugh at me. Cats will laugh at me about what I'm wearing and shit. And I look and I be like, well, damn, didn't your sister wear them jeans yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah,
You
look,
know what I'm saying?
before I got clever with my words and shit, right? I used to do one of these numbers. What you just say? Then you just what's the end all be all phrase that either you're gonna fight or you're gonna shut it down. Point right at him and say, "Fuck you."
Man, fuck you.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. This is what tripped me up, man. I was able to get at the cat that was talking shit. It was my friends that fucked me up. Ginyard. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he had 4 people dressing him.
Yeah,
Huh?
I mean, John was the youngest. And
He had 4 people dressing him.
And tell me if I'm lying. His dad used to hit the number almost every damn day.
Mr. Ginyard. I had mad respect for that guy, man.
I did too, man.
You know what I'm saying? Mad respect.
No lie. This is no lie. He hit the number for about at least close to $500, $600 a day. Straight box. There's no lie. God, man, it was amazing to me. I was like, John, you need to start siphoning some of them numbers at me, bro. For real.
Real talk. Mr. Ginyard, man, he was that guy, man. He was about business, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he worked at the college. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get off into that. He was like, hey man, take care of what the hell you got.
Yeah.
That's what he used to tell me all the time. Man, take care of what the hell you got.
John
and he leave it like that.
John had a Honda 1000. And he had a car. Well, look.
He had I don't know if it was a Dodge. That goddamn car, man, he drove that damn car 150 miles an hour and shit.
Yeah, I couldn't ride with him when he finally started driving. Oh, he was a monster.
Man, him and
our boy Eric, man. I used to cuss them out every time I got
both of them cats was hell of a drivers, man.
Yeah. But I used to say, hey, man, this is precious cargo. Motherfucker. Slow this down. All right, well, look. We can get back on there, but I wanted to ask you a question. Well, it was brought up yesterday in the production meeting, right? The quarry, you know, you said you asked us a question about influence and manipulation.
Yeah, we argued about that for a minute.
Yeah, why don't you let us know what's what?
Yeah, I have and I don't know if I'm just being thick or whatever, man, but I can't get my mind around it. Influence and manipulation are the same thing, you know. But for some reason, the world has put a negative connotation on the word manipulation. And if you look at the definition of each word, the definition for manipulation actually fits influence a little better, in my opinion. You know, I don't have the exact definitions, but the one for manipulation is it has a lot to do with mechanical things. You know, being able to manipulate a tool of some sort. But influence is controlling a situation from the outside indirectly, you know, being a puppet master. That's deceptive. To me, it's deceptive. You know, and I've asked several people, man, you know, so I can try to help figure it out for myself or whatever, man. But I just have a blind spot when it comes to those two words. You know.
Excuse me.
Bless you. I mean, what it all boils down to, though, man, is the way not only primarily the English language is, man. I mean, you know, we use words all the time that have roots, and you know, in different languages or whatever, and somewhere along the lines, those the actual meaning is bastardized in some way, you know, to fit, you know, the situation or whatever. Because when I asked you guys yesterday to look up the definitions of those two words, manipulation and influence or whatever, we are, you know, you got different definitions, but the definitions that I got, you know, it came from, you know, from whatever edition of Webster's, you know, that's available right now. But I was also telling you guys that I don't go any deeper than the first definition. Whenever I
did say that.
Yeah, whenever I look up a word in the dictionary, the first one is all I need. Anything, you know, anything below that is manufactured to fit, you know, to fit a specific situation. But I don't see the difference between the two words.
Okay, well,
You had me stuck when you made that point.
let
You
me
had me
let,
stuck when you made that point.
let me read the definition I just pulled up on Google. Right? It says influence is the power to have an important effect on someone or something. If someone influences someone else, they are changing a person or a thing in an indirect but important way. That's influence,
Mm-hmm.
right? Go ahead, Damon. I'm gonna pull up manipulation. Go ahead.
What I came up with is influence is about guiding or persuading someone to make a choice, while manipulation involves controlling or coercing the person to act in a way that benefits the manipulator.
But see, to me that sounds like the exact same thing as influence. Because I mean, usually when people try to influence you to do something, they have something to gain also.
But what's your motivation? Is it passing down information, or is it being in control of somebody's thoughts and actions? You know what I'm saying? I can influence somebody to follow my path in a positive way,
Mm-hmm.
which where they can take on their own personal experience, as opposed to if I'm trying to manipulate somebody, I'm trying to gain something from them. You know what I'm saying?
Did
I'm
you
trying to gain.
okay? You using that rationale, Damon. You have 3 children, right?
Right.
At any point in time, do you ever feel like you manipulated them while you were raising them?
Not in his definition of manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Go ahead,
But
And
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
but in my mindset, when it comes to my children, now that's personal. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And I'm responsible for what happens to them, giving them influence. So if I'm providing information that's going to benefit them and their own personal life, then that's influence.
Okay.
But if I'm trying to manipulate them into making me look big and making me look a certain way, then that's manipulation. You know
But
what I'm
see,
saying?
that's my issue. That's my issue because more than likely, I mean, we've all raised children. Okay, what had more of an impact? Your influence telling them that this thing exists, and this is the way that you navigate this thing, or when you were actually on the scene and were able to manipulate
I see what you're
them
saying.
through a course. Which one had greater impact?
The one that had greater impact was showing them a pathway, but allowing them to figure it out themselves. Now you can say that it's a slippery slope. You know what I'm saying? You can say that's manipulation, but is it really if they come to their own conclusion?
Well, yeah, it is manipulation because you let them go about their free will at a certain point.
But here's something that we're not considering, or we are considering, but we're not throwing it out there verbalizing it. It depends on the person, whether it's a manipulation, talk about receiving it, whether it's manipulation or it's influence, and the relationship you have to that person. See what I'm saying? Like manipulation here. Said to manipulate someone means to influence or control them, often unfairly or dishonestly, to achieve a personal advantage or goal.
For that person that's doing the manipulating, right?
Yeah.
But see, this
They gain something from it as opposed to influencing for them to find their own track, their own, you know what I'm saying, pathway.
well,
You know, you see, for me, this is this last point. For me, it's all about negative connotation. For me,
yeah, I get it. But using the example I gave yesterday, okay, in my job, I work with young people. Okay, I manipulate them into doing the right thing every day. The caveat is they were influenced to be under my care.
How would they influence to be under your care if they're sentenced to be there?
From their peers.
That's a good question.
Their peers influenced them to get into the car. Their peers.
Whoa. I got confused.
Uh-huh.
So you said under your care. I thought you was talking about you, but go ahead.
No, I mean that's my work. You know, that's child care services. That's what I do. Yeah, but like I said, I influence them to make the right decisions and do the right things every day, even though it may be against their better judgment, their current better judgment. But at some point in time earlier, before they knew me, they were negatively influenced to put themselves in the position to be where I am.
I feel you, and I really understand what you're saying.
But that's not your motivation, though. Is it? Man, is that your motivation?
My motivation is creating good neighbors, man.
Okay. So there's nothing negative attached to what you're doing.
I have nothing to gain.
That's influence.
That's something to gain, man. Because
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something to gain. Because you don't want them to do to be breaking in your house or your neighbor's house. So if you giving them something to hold on to give them some resistance to the peer pressure, you know, that's influence. It's not, to me. I don't think that's manipulation. I think that's influence.
Now, if you come from the aspect that if you try to implement something and you come to a conclusion that I'm all right, you all right, you gain something from that because there's no static, there's no argument there. Hey, I showed you a way and you don't contradict what I said to you. That's personal to you. But if somebody can gain something from you by your actions, you know what I'm saying? That's not manipulation. That is influencing based on your actions, based on your character. So you got to implement character in that too. You can't say, "Hey man, do as I say, not as I do." If you're about manipulating, I'm saying you have to make a choice.
So how many times as a parent, this to branch off a little bit, asking you two, how many times that, man, you look like you hitting a joint, man. You better put that out, man, and get you a new one.
A fresh one?
Yeah.
Hey man, don't worry about me.
Look. My question is this. As a parent.
Now I got to put this motherfucker out because you all in my business, man.
Yeah, look, you gave us a flashback. You were like this.
His cheeks is touching.
As a parent, how many times, and like I said, you don't have to go into depth, but how many times were you in a position to manipulate your wife into how she treats your kids? throwing a little flip. I'm flipping it a little bit just to see where your head's at.
You making it deep now. You getting off into the weeds, no, bro.
No, it's not. It's not in the weeds. It's just something to play with it for a minute because I know y'all both scared of your wives. So, hey man, you fucking up my house, bro. But go ahead.
Yeah, I just usually stayed out of this shit.
Hey, look here. Hey, look here. Why y'all dragging me in y'all shit?
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to do.
What?
Hey,
No. Once she talking to you,
yeah.
Look
You know
here. You having a great day, man. You skipping through the damn tulips. All of a sudden, you the heavy. How the hell I get in this situation?
I'm saying, yeah. You know,
I had a good day.
I remember saying on 2 occasions, yeah, I know what time it is, and I'm trying to sleep. I stayed out of that shit.
Hey, what's pop moment? And listen here. I'll be the heavy when I have to be, but I ain't about that bullshit now.
not about that bullshit.
Nah. If you created this argument, you deal with it, but don't make me responsible for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I will to sleep at night.
And you ain't
But
gonna like my response.
but I don't agree with you. You know what I'm saying? There has to be understanding both ways, man. You manipulate a person and you trying to gain something. If you're trying to influence somebody, the only thing that you're gaining is the fact that you help somebody. You know what I'm saying? Is it osmosis or whatever? You gain something from that. And it's like, oh man, that made me that let me know that my actions and what I'm doing in my own personal life inspires somebody else.
Yeah.
I didn't go out to try to trick them.
Well, what's our dad's favorite? He had a lot of favorite joints, but the one that always stuck with me is didn't understand it until I became a father. I don't mind being the bad guy. How many times you heard him say that?
Yeah.
Because you become it's a responsibility. Because how I learned it. Well, let me do this first. People out in the YouTube verse, in the Facebook verse, and IG when we on. You see under this big dog strong perspective podcast. Under that you see the Cash App for strong perspective. Do us a favor. If you have time, you got some tools and fuels, throw it to the program so we can build our platform. You know what I mean? I'm not begging. I'm not gonna put you in no position like I need you to do this for us to survive. No, we surviving and we'll be here every day. But hook us up for our time. Somebody asked me to do that, so I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Now, based on what you just subscribed, bro, is that manipulation or is that influencing?
To be honest, it's going towards influencing, but really it's asking.
It's,
You know what I'm saying?
you know what I'm saying? Hey, I got something to contribute.
Yeah.
Support me in that.
We look. First time I've ever did it in the 3 years strong that we've been doing it, and then somebody advised me, hey man, just try this out and see, because they have, like I said earlier today, they have clearer cameras to see both my handsome brothers and my cute face. Hell, it's well worth it for asking. You know what I mean? I don't know. What we were talking about yesterday too. Guys in the chat, I don't know if you know Anthony Edwards, Minnesota Timberwolves star, young guy. I think he's 23, 24 years old.
Hey.
For some reason, go ahead.
Hey, I got to use the bathroom, but I really want to talk about this subject matter, man. Okay, so well, give me a minute, man.
Okay, hey man, you ain't got to tell nobody you gotta go to the bathroom, though, dog. Stop that.
I didn't, man. And I don't appreciate you putting
You
my
did. You
business
just.
out like
That's
that.
what you just said. What are you talking
Did I
about?
say that?
Yes, you did.
No, well, I was really focused on, hey, man, give me a minute because I want to talk about this situation.
Okay, yo, yeah,
I,
we'll talk about it. I'm
I'll be right back.
gonna give the chat a just a little background on it, just in
All
case
right,
you
I'll be
don't
back in a
know.
minute.
Okay, just in case you don't know, this is this little thing that I picked up off, and it was interesting. I picked this up off the social media rounds earlier this year. The young lady, I think she's in her late 30s, early 40s, got pregnant by Anthony Edwards, the basketball player. She leaked, and I believe this is the same woman because the numbers kind of coincide. She leaks text messages of him asking her to have an abortion because he did not want her to have his baby. And I believe she leaked it to the public, right? And as far as I knew, he didn't deny it, but he really didn't say anything either, right? Then fast forward, the young lady had the baby. She's young, she's in her 40s, but she's young compared to me. She had the baby, right? And what I found interesting, I saw that Anthony Edwards, I've been in law enforcement 22 years here, the sheriff department in my home state, right? And the sheriff department deals with child support and different things like that. So I'm pretty well versed in it. I never knew, and this what came out, I don't know how true it is, but I never knew that you could pay a lump sum payment in child support. I always thought it was geared around the formula that they use just for constant care for the child. And it only looked that way. But
If I'm not mistaken, I think comedian Earthquake may have done the same thing.
okay. So, and I meant to do, I got busy today. I meant to look that up and see. Now the young lady, she posted, which you got all your business in the social media, man. This shit is crazy.
The shame him in the pan.
And both of them. But see, here's the thing. She posted that, and I did know this. The ruling had not gone down. This is something that he proposed to the judge, and the judge is considering it, right? But I'm trying to figure out what a lump sum payment would be when this man is in this max contract. And the formula to calculate these things has to do with your earning power at that moment. You know what I mean? What do you think about the lump sum payment, Jacquard? Because Damon said he got a lot to say about it when he comes back.
Well, it's if anything is going to finalize that situation, it should be that. I mean, he bought his way out of it. I mean, or trying to buy his way out of it. My thing is, if the judge does rule that he can pay a lump sum or whatever, what's going to happen when the child is 18 years old and comes around knocking on his door asking about why he wasn't there?
That part.
He's giving up parental rights. He's either getting ready to sign the paperwork because there's a such thing as the parent giving up parental rights.
Yeah, but somebody gonna tell
no, he's gonna know. The child is gonna know. The young lady is gonna know. I think it's a girl. Gonna know that that's her father, but he don't have to answer the door because he gave up. And if he's able to give that lump sum, or he's just paying child support, he's already stated. Now, this is where I'm confused at. Did he say he didn't want to do nothing with the child, or he didn't want to have? I know he didn't want to have nothing to do with the mother. You see what I mean?
Well, that changes the scenario for me, man. If it's a girl, then he has to do more than just dismiss himself from the situation. Because if he dismisses himself from the situation, there's some animosity there, right? You don't want your daughter, your blood daughter, to fall into the same category that you judging the mother for. You know what I'm saying, you trapped me. You know what I'm saying? Which they really didn't, because you know what I'm saying, if it's a one night stand and it happened, you should have been a little bit more, had a little bit more wherewithal in that aspect. But a daughter's not going to explain. A daughter is not going to understand that situation because she's looking for a father figure. Feel what I'm saying? No matter how it transpired between those two, she is going to have to. I mean, he's going to have to explain to her in some way that she means something, even if it was a one night stand. You know, in order for her to have a somewhat normal life. You know what I'm saying?
But he's paying for the ability and the privilege not to care.
Which I'm struggling with that now. I really am.
Yeah, but I mean, it's this.
Yeah, it's a girl, by the way. Yeah, I think, and like I said, we talked about this last night, so I'm gonna give you full disclosure, my opinion about it. I didn't jump on anybody's side, but Anthony knew, and he's been saying this. Well, his PR people been saying it, that this woman, she's 40 years old, loose woman, reputation of one night standing and all this. And I'm looking and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, well, Anthony knew about it because obviously he had a problem with her being pregnant, right? Then why? Why in the world, and this is not a judgment thing, this is looking at a man that's worth millions, would you go unprotected?
Hey,
that doesn't make sense.
He's talking about being the face of the league, so he worth billions, bro.
Yeah, but
if you want to know the truth, so kudos to her because she saw the play before he did. You feel what I'm saying? He got caught up. I mean, like that's initially what it is. I mean, if you take away the aspect in terms of how the child is going to feel in the interim,
yeah.
But I mean, he should have knew better.
Marcus Smith, I love your optimism, man. I love your optimism. But
no, okay, she got two other brothers in that same situation, did she?
I think so.
So she was a master manipulator. You know what I'm
saying? I'm not in that world. So.
What world is that?
Of being a millionaire athlete. But I'm down here close to the earth. And I can look at the rest of the world and see, other than the usual that's floating around these clubs, these locker rooms, the usual that everybody knows, everybody's had putting their hands on. There are other women out here in which, you understand what I'm saying to you? Why would you put yourself in the position? Now, and that's not sounding judgment, but just give me a little latitude when I say, do you think Anthony put himself in that position? Was he reckless? Marcus said that the condom broke. What do you guys think?
He might have came to that conclusion that he was reckless, but in the situation, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He was just doing what cats in this position do, but he got caught up. So in the position of being caught up like that, you got to deal with it. And he dealt with it. He said, "Hey man, I'm gonna give you this amount of whatever, and I don't have anything to do with it." Now he's gonna have to live with that decision because it's a life.
I get that. No, but
It's a life.
My question is, I'm talking about the sexual part. Do you think that Anthony Edwards was reckless?
Yeah.
He was. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Spoke. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I believe he was. I mean, he knew. I mean, what if they, tables are turned in another direction? And, she had something.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? But you know what? I don't want to put all the onus on her, like she's some kind of villain or something. You know what I mean? Oh, she did it for a payday, and all was like, okay. Well, what if that wasn't the situation? What if they had met or whatever, and he met the other kids or whatever, and he decided that he was going to be there for a minute, but he didn't expect the pregnancy. It's no telling how many times he done that.
But the caveat is the one night stand joint. Man. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah,
that's a caveat.
He's trying to make himself look. He's trying to make himself look good. So yeah, he's gonna put all the negative he can on it from his end. But I mean, she made shit. She made cook for that man every day.
Listen, let me say this. The optimistic part of what you're saying, Jaquari, and the caveat, I want to adjust that just a little bit. Damon, the caveat is shooting up the club. That's the caveat. The fuck is you doing? If that's exactly what you shooting up the club, what is you doing?
That's probably his experience.
Especially if you're gonna make a move like that. Because what social media is making him look like is he throwing money and trying to get rid of the problem. And we don't know exactly what the problem is and what he might be trying to do. You get what I'm saying?
Well, he made the statement. He said exactly what he's trying to do, bro.
But I'm talking about this
to the point where we talked about, well, how much is that going to cost?
I get that.
He has no interest in being in that situation whatsoever.
And that's what I'm talking about. His reasoning behind it. Does he have a reasoning, or is he that cold?
No, he might have came to the conclusion that, man, I was just trying to have some fun and I got caught up like a motherfucker. And this is some bullshit. How do I see my life moving forward? He see his life moving forward as I'm trying to alleviate that problem, throw some money at it, and move on with my life. But what he's not thinking about is that at the end of the day, you're going to deal with down the line somebody that you birthed, somebody that you was, you want to have to deal with that. And that's something that to me, it's crazy that it got to that point, man, where everybody is in their business. Do you know how many pro athletes, man, be it whatever sport, man, got kids by women that they had no intentions in being with in life? You know what I'm saying? But it just so happened that way. And he was bold enough to say, I am not trying to be with you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to throw money at it to get rid of you and the problem. Now, that said, he's going to have to deal with the fallout of that, man, which is a life. You know what I'm saying? But going, I don't think he had the intentions on, hey, man, whatever. He was just trying to have fun. He was just trying to get up and let's not sit up here and pretend like he's never done that before with other females. You know what I'm saying? He just life happened. He just so happened to get caught up in that situation. If you use that term, caught up. If that's my child, I'm gonna take care of him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take care of him or her. I'm gonna take care of them, and I'm gonna make sure that they know where the hell they come from. That's my mindset and attitude. Him, as a young man, he's trying to look for it out. And he's willing to throw money at it because he you know, say he feels he can earn. So, hey, I give her. I mean, what's the number he's going to get? What's the number he's going to give her to get rid of his legacy? Is the question.
See, this is the thing, though, man. I mean, just because he might pay to get rid of this problem, don't mean his mama is gonna be like, okay,
Exactly.
Yeah, you ain't a part of it. No, that's not. No.
Exactly.
So the baby's still probably gonna be around.
Exactly. Because if this is his first baby, you think his mama ain't is going to be as dismissive? She's not.
I get it. I don't know. I don't know his parental status. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
so and I'm curious to know that. But you know,
how many times, man, when we were young men, the female came by the crib, and our mom, we introduced the female to our mom, and she quiet, don't say anything. I'm saying, hey, you know what? You need to be have more awareness. You need to be more careful, whatever. That might be the statement in the entry. You know what I'm saying? But moms usually say, hey, man, what is you doing?
And our mom didn't do that to me.
Man, please. My mom, our mom checked the shit out of me about all that.
No, she didn't do that with me. She said, Keith, she said, if you like her, I love her. That's what she told me.
She didn't do that with me.
That's what she told me.
Mom looked at me and was like, what is you doing?
But see,
you know better.
But the thing about it is, the type of women that I attracted, I brought very few women home to meet her. You know what I'm saying? And that said a lot.
Hell, I only brought one home with me. That's who I've been married with for the last 40 years. Everybody else just showed the hell up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, shit. There it is.
And she was always that mother was like, man, are you using your head? Are you thinking? Are you this and you that? You know, and not to get real personal with it, I remember my mom woke me up and said, here, box of condoms. You need to be responsible, man. John, did you talk to him about this? That's how she was with me.
I mean, okay.
Whereas everybody else was like, damn, dog. You know what I'm saying? My point is, you can't be so definitive in terms of Edwards, man. You can't be so definitive if you are responsible. For example, if I'm dealing with a female at that young age, I'm dealing with a female, and I go, and she come to me and say I'm pregnant, and I go to our father and I say, man, this woman talking about she pregnant by me, Pop. The first thing would come out of his mouth is there a possibility? Well, yeah, it is. You said, then if it is, you got to deal with it, son. Yeah. And it doesn't require paying anybody else, paying anybody off. You got to deal with it.
I mean, look, we might be giving him too much credit. He might be an immature asshole.
That's exactly what he is.
I'm not gonna say that because I don't know him personally. You know what I mean? So what I'll do is I'll split it down the middle. That both of them want the world to know, get to know who they are, because they're doing the public shit. You know what I mean? She's doing it more than Anthony is.
Because she's more experienced at it.
And the thing about it, once Anthony says something, it is cold-blooded.
But my point is this, though, when I brought up our father, my point is this. Our father would come to me and say, hey, son, were you with this woman? Yeah, he did. He would say 50-50, that's probably, it's your responsibility, and you have to prepare yourself for that. Not a payoff, but prepare yourself for that because it requires you to think about the life that you created.
Look, everybody's not like that. I want to say.
I know that, but
I want
everybody
to throw
should be
that
like
in.
that.
Everybody should be like that, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's why I added that. This dude might be a jerk, and the stuff that he's saying, he really mean. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not even questioning him. I'm saying if you got somebody in your life saying, man, it's real simple, man. Hey, man, or this woman said I got her pregnant. A responsible parent would say to you, were you doing that thing with her? But yeah, I was. Then, son, you got to deal with that, man.
There's a lot of ways to
You
deal.
you got to deal with that. If you were in that mix, you know what I'm saying? Then there's a 50-50 chance that you are responsible for that. And that has nothing to do with trying to make the problem disappear. You have to take responsibility for your actions. And I think that's what you were saying earlier, Keith. Responsibility for your actions. That requires you to see outside of yourself and say, hey, you know what? Even if you feel, you know what, it wasn't worth my time or it was a mistake or however you choose to parse this shit. If you were there in that situation, you have to deal with it. And it has nothing to do with media and what everybody else is saying because a life is involved.
Everybody, not everybody want to stay there.
Yeah, but here's the thing, bro. Are you that callous, man? Where you know you was there and you did your thing, and you find out that that is your child, and you still come to the conclusion that I don't want to have nothing to do with that because
A lot of men
this
do that.
doesn't fit into my lifestyle or how I want to move forward in my life. No, too late for that, bro.
A lot of men do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame that they
And
do.
and, and, and let me say this: if I create a life, I've never outside. I only got 3 kids. But if there was a situation where I created a life outside of my situation, I would be remiss if I didn't say honestly that, man, you know what? It caused problems in my household or whatever, but that's something that I created and that's a part of me. And that's going to we have to reconcile that situation. And it's going to be that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if we are not together, I'm still going to be in this child's life, no matter what anybody says. Because our mom or grandma or auntie might come into a situation and say, "Man, yeah, she looks like my sister. Yeah, she looks like so and so forth. Whatever." You can't deny that. That's what it is.
But
And
what,
you
what you
think
gonna
about it.
what you
You
gonna
think
do?
about it in that aspect. You think about it in that aspect. That auntie or that parent or whatever might be like, "Hey, man, you just gonna have to accept what you did." Because this child is a part of us because she looks like so and so and so forth, and that's
It don't
our
make
family.
it don't make no difference. You take the child support. No, not the child support, but the DNA test. I don't care if that baby come out looking like this.
DNA,
You like this every time. You looking like this every
DNA,
time.
DNA test that's the main thing. But if it's positive, and it's no more argument after that, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah, and that's what he did. He found out. This is why
No,
he's
what he
doing it.
did, what he did was say, "How much is it gonna cost, man, to get rid of all that situation?"
He found out that that was his child, and then he threw the money out there.
Yeah, then that's immature.
Maybe
Do you is
look,
is it safe to say that when he came to that conclusion, somebody on his side of the family said, "Man, you can't do that, man, because that's our people."
I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know him personally, but that's reasonable with what you see. To be honest with you, let me read this what Eric said. Eric says Anthony Edwards obviously never had someone teach him of his foundations like we had. Maybe no
Exactly.
father or no masculinity to teach him how to be a man and a father. That's a strong possibility there. You know what I mean? What I need to do, and that's my law enforcement background, is get all the information. Marcus says Edwards was raised primarily by his mother and grandmother, Shirley. They both died when he was 14, leaving him under the guardianship of his older brother and sister. Now, thank you for that information, Eric. Thank you for that information, Marcus, because they both tie into each other. Now, we can speculate a little bit now. His brother and sister like, yo, you got that bag. We don't want no problems in the future. You know what I mean? Especially if they raised him for him to be successful. And like I said, that's speculation because we really don't know. But those two statements by Eric and Marcus gives us a lot. You know what I mean? Like me personally, my personal opinion is for him to allow that to go public, I'm paying this lump sum. And I don't want to have nothing to do with it. That's signs of immaturity. You feel what I'm saying?
I agree.
That's signs of immaturity. And what I mean by that is, even if you feel that way, don't let nobody know none of your damn business. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if it comes out, it's going to come out on her part because she's trying to get your money.
Not only is it not conducive, man, to it's going to affect your contract because that's going to speak to your character and shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he don't even take care of his own child. That's going to affect you. Some way, somehow, it's going to affect your contracts in the near future. It's going to affect your character, all that shit. And I don't think that he took any of that into account. You know what I'm saying?
I think what it'll affect is his advertising dollars. The NBA teams don't give a shit. But his advertising dollars, because they look for great character guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To represent their interest as far as the money is concerned.
Yeah, but when you think about contracts, the first thing they're gonna think about is, okay, all we got to do is offer him a bag to pay off child support.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to do. Is, hey man, he might have 5 other kids out of wedlock and you know what I'm saying, and all this stuff. All we got to do is just offer him that money, as it pertains to his you know, he has the potential to be the face of the league. We talking about billions of dollars, bro.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
But look, let's do this because we're in an hour 40. Damon said, Ja'Cory said he was rushing today, so he'll be able to play it by ear. But we talked about soundtracks of your life, right? And I was talking to you guys earlier. There's different versions of soundtracks in your life. It's a mix-mash, right? So as I was doing it today, I realized that the people that I chose was all R&B. All R&B soundtracks. You know what I'm saying? And but I have we talked about it earlier, I have the rap joint, you know, PE, all that, you know what I mean? And you know, got jazz, I got blues is my favorite form of music. I got my blues guys. Ain't no love in the heart of the city. That's my blues, right? But I'm gonna start this off, and we ain't gonna belabor this, but I think this is interesting and I love this shit. These are not in order, but in chat, if you come in chat and you have anything you want to contribute, please contribute, even at a later date, because I love this thing. Soundtracks of your life. And this is early on. My first group is the Manhattans. And the song is Am I Losing You? Right? It goes like this. I don't have a singing voice, but you'll understand the gist of it. Your arms don't go around me when I reach out for you. And your eyes don't hold the fire that they used to. They used to do. That's the shit right there, boy.
Say that again, bro.
Your arms don't go around me when I reach for you. And your eyes don't hold the fire the way they used to do.
Man.
That's it right there. Then my second one, because we chose 5, chat. Hey, let us know what a song from your soundtrack of your life. My second one, Teddy Pendergrass. Teddy Pendergrass. It Don't Hurt Now. And the first few lines of it is, it used to be every night I would cry my heart out over you. It used to be every day I wish you were here close to me. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat. I sat around and I weep. But that all has changed. I found someone that eases the pain. Oh my God. Man, stop playing. My third one. Main ingredient. Just don't want to be lonely. I don't mind when you say that you're going away. I just don't want to be lonely. And I don't mind if you share only moments a day. I just don't want to be lonely. I'd rather be loved. I didn't want to desecrate that with my singing voice, but that's a hell of a song right there. Then you know I had to throw my Luther up in here. Superstar. I want to tell you, baby, the changes I've been going through. Missing you, missing you. Come on, man, stop playing. That's my shit. That's my shit. And my final one, Friends of Distinction. Going in circles. I'm a ever rolling wheel without a destination real. I'm a ever spinning top, whirling around till I drop. Oh, what am I to do? My mind is in a whirlpool. That's my 5, man.
I ain't know we had to come up with 5 of them joints.
What's your comment on? I gave you my what you think about the songs?
Good songs, man. You know, and the ones I can remember, man. You know, they definitely hit at a point in period of time to make me remember shit.
Yeah. Let me tell you another Barcade love ballads. Guys, YouTube Barcade love ballads.
Anticipation.
Man. You know what I mean? Do you guys got a couple to add in there?
Yeah. Let me see. Yarborough and Peoples, Don't Stop the Music. That song meant a lot to me. When I was going through my 70s rock phase, man, I fell in love with the band Bad Company. Song Bad Company and The Sky is Burning.
Okay.
Those meant a lot to me. Let me see. Enchantment, Gloria.
Gloria.
Yeah.
That's when I figured out I could carry a little tune. that was my mirror song.
Was you singing it out loud, bro?
Yeah, seems like only yesterday. Oh yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Shit. What else? As by Stevie Wonder. I mean, when I learned that song, man, I mean that's a 7-minute song. You know what I mean? That meant a lot to me. Hold on, I gotta, because I used to say, man, that before I had a phone or whatever, I would never own the songs that I love, man. But now I got all the shits now.
No doubt. Damon, you got a couple?
Incognito. As long as it's you. You know what I'm saying? I said that to y'all the other day. That's you know what I'm saying? That's speaking towards, I don't see anybody else other than you. No matter what, as long as it's you. You know what I'm saying? What's the other one? Stevie Wonder, Love, Being in Love. I'm trying to remember how it goes, but Frankie Beverly and Maze. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of songs that's out there that's speaking towards being in love with a person. Not in your misery or in spite of you, but being in love with you. I don't see anything else but you. As long as it's you. That song is it is what it is. Chemistry. What's that joint he made?
Love Calls.
Love
Calls Your Name. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a Gregory Porter fan too.
Those songs that I'm speaking of, that requires you seeing the person and saying, I desire that person. You know what I'm saying? I see myself being in love with that person. And I'm expressing it in a way where I'm not being in comparison with somebody else, only you, the possibilities of you.
You know
what I'm saying?
I'm not to cut you off, man. I just remember, man, one of my favorite songs will be, and you hit me to it, this particular artist, man, John Lucien, Listen Love.
Yeah.
Remember that, man? Look, that song just takes me on a journey, man. John Lucien, man, is one of the most underrated, singers, of any time, man, for real.
Especially when you start scatting shit.
Yeah.
Earth, Wind and Fire. You know what I'm saying? They made songs about spirituality and God, you know what I'm saying? And being in that. The birds and the trees and you know what I'm saying?
Commodores, man. Zoom.
I know it sounds funny, but I really can't stand the pain.
Zoom is always
leaving you tomorrow. That's why I'm easy.
When you talk to a man or woman and you say, as long as it's you, I'm all right.
All right, now you on that you got the you give me something else, man. See you sitting here riffing now.
No, I gave you a number of things, and that happens to be me and my wife's song and shit. But you
I
know,
get it. I need some more titles. I need you to get into it if you
uh,
can. No pressure
uh,
on it. Damn, you
okay, here go
incognito
cameo.
me in the head. Boom, bap, incognito.
Here go cameo. I see you walking along that lonely street. Just you and the breeze. And when I said hello, and one, just listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this man was talking about, I saw you walking along, and I wanted to be with your ass because of who you are. Nothing that try to describe what love's supposed to be. It's falling in love at that moment.
Yeah.
And that person is involved in that. You can live off of that for some years. You know what I'm saying? Like our dad told us one day. He said, "Man, this is how I fell in love with your mom. I saw her from on the other side of the path, and he described her to the T before they met. And everything that he thought of her about her in his fantasy about her came to fruition when they met in the middle of the path.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's falling in love with somebody from a distance and saying, you know what, as I get to, if I move closer in the situation, my fantasy and and how I wanted to love this person came to fruition because it was everything that I expected without speaking words to each other. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny that. You could be disappointed, but also be in the realm or in the vein of knowing what it might feel like to be in love with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have that experience, but the possibilities of it from a pathway and meeting with each other and then spending 40 plus years after that, knowing that as he explained to his son, hey man, what are you talking about? This is what love means. The silhouette, the neck, how she walked, how she carried herself. From one path to another, he fell in love with everything about that woman without speaking a word. I'm saying he taught me that. He
Yeah.
expressed it. And I'm like, I see where my parents went through the gauntlet and still remain with each other. Because
Exactly.
that's the thing that mattered most. The imagination of each other. Not letting the world interact with that feeling. Because that's yours and hers alone. That's nobody else's. It's nobody else's. And if you can glom onto that and feel that situation and say, man, oh man, I feel this way. And I can't wait to see how it progresses or what's next. People have a tendency to forget that shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because of the arduous struggle of trying to, go through situations. You know what I'm saying? The one thing that people don't realize, man, is that one person who can talk about the things that hurt you most is the person that knows you the most. You know what I'm saying? And what is your job if you fell in love from sight? Is to avoid the petty shit and remember the things that brought you together in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And once I realized that, it became easy for me because no matter what's going on or how messed up shit is, I remember that one point when I first met my wife, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And when she pissed me off, I go back to it. But she this though. And she showed me aspects of that. You know what I'm saying? You argue about money and struggle, and that could derail shit. That could derail love.
Well, you're gonna have
Not really.
you're gonna have a peaceful night, bro. Let me tell you that.
No, your
You
brothers got me thinking.
Yeah, got you thinking, but I don't want you to veer too far away what we're doing. Talking about soundtrack, bro. You know what I'm saying? What you're doing is showing your wife how much you appreciate her, period.
I remember you and the first time that we met, that we looked in each other's eyes. I felt the warm surprise. Guess what? I knew right then and there. You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
That's
Marcus
that's
shared Marcus
who's
shared
that group?
Marcus shared with us his soundtrack. Uh, number I don't think it's in particular order, but number one is Purple Rain, Prince. I mean, I was in college then, and I think it was sophomore, junior in college.
That was my freshman year.
Purple Rain.
Mom and Pop took me to see Purple Rain, man. I was the only kid in my whole class to see that movie, man.
Purple Rain. Let me tell you something. That Prince, corset wearing ass was fly as hell when it came to women, boy. I'll tell you that now. Love You for Life, Jodeci. I'll vibe with Jodeci if I hear him, but I don't go searching for him. I mean,
Wipe Me Down was our first trip to Myrtle Beach, man.
Lord, Don't Move My Mountain. There's a gospel joint, ain't it? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look. Right at the gospel joint, he hitting us with Jeezy, everything.
Right. Now you would tell me about a song or
I like this though, Marcus. You mixing in everything.
what do you say? There's a spark of magic in your eyes. This motherfucker said, Candyland appears each time you smile. Doing candy, fuck your goddamn teeth up and shit.
There you
go.
But
but he was like, Candyland appears each time you smile. Never thought that fairy tales came true, but it came true when I met you.
Listen.
You're a genie in disguise.
Full of wonders and surprise.
That's a love song, bro.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish the list. You want to sing
Okay.
now? I gave you the opportunity to sing.
I'll let you sing, and I was kind of, oh my God. Go ahead, bro. I'm listening.
Look. I ain't ashamed of it. Especially when
you shouldn't be. It's about your meaning, man.
Anita Baker, Angel. When I fell in love with Anita, Angel. Yes, sir. Dreams are dreams, and some dreams come true. I found the real dream, baby, when I met you.
Exactly.
And then, Boosie.
Baker. With Anita Baker.
Down. What'd you say?
Yeah.
With Anita Baker, it was Whatever It Takes for me.
Nobody in the world for me. Anita Baker, no one in the world. All her shit, really. But nobody in the world. Man, stop playing.
What's that what? I always told you.
Whatever it takes.
That's the shit.
I'm gonna tell you a story.
I used to listen to that shit talking about sing it.
Yeah, sing that. No. I'm gonna tell you a story, man. It was my birthday. I was probably turning 43, maybe. My wife Kia bought me tickets. Anita Baker came to Raleigh, bought me tickets. Now, it was her second to last show. And I feel guilty about this, but Anita had us there. It was the coldest day of the year in the wintertime. Anita had us outstanding to wait in line to go in. She did a sound check, right? That lasted 2.5 hours past the starting time. I was pissed, but I couldn't leave because it's Anita, right? And plus, it was my birthday present from my wife, kid. So I'm pissed, but you know I'm an Anita guy. I'm the Anita man, right? And I'm gonna wait her out. We get there, and this is no fucking lie. We finally get in our seats, and she sings 4 songs, and then leaves. I stopped listening, and I'm petty and mature. I stopped listening to her. I'm 60 now. This is when I was 43. I stopped listening to her because I felt betrayed, to be honest with you.
Did you feel betrayed when you said, "You're the best thing yet to ever come into my life"? Come on, man. We can think about 1,000 songs, man. It's about love, man.
That was, Anita. I love Anita, man. I love Luther. You know what I'm saying? Because what they were was balladeers. Even though Luther, he goes across the spectrum. He's a crooner, he's a balladeer, and he's a singer. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, Gregory Porter is a crooner. You know, crooners can't necessarily hold every note, but they make you feel every word that they sing. You know what I'm saying?
What about Luther? Love has truly been good to me. Man, I could think about 100 songs, man, that I listen to, and I'll be like, it's okay, man, to have feeling. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well, look. Last one of the day.
It's so amazing to be.
And I'm asking you on the fly, pick one song that describes who you are at least 21 hours of the day that you can think of.
Let me think of it. Okay.
I'm talking about it don't make a difference. Yeah. I'm talking about the closest to 21 hours a day that fits your personality, who you are, be it jazz, country, whatever.
Bad Company by Bad Company.
How the words go? Don't remember?
No.
I got one.
I remember them, but I'm not gonna do it.
And this has to do with personal self, Earth, Wind, and Fire, spirit. Our spirits manifest love and faith. We must make our brothers see. Oh, no, song bad.
Look, honestly, I can think of 3 that fits me at any given moment. The first one is, let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. That song does something to me, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. And then, Brother Where Art Thou? I am the man of constant struggle. I've seen
struggle all my days.
But the one
I was born. Oh my, yeah. Don't get me started.
That's my. I'm serious.
I told you my favorite old time gospel song was the Burial. You got to go to that lonesome valley.
You know what motherfuckers when they see the dude, they say, "Man, listen to these brothers trying to sing." Oh my god!
But that's the whole point, though. Who
Hey, look,
cares? Look,
look.
look. Here's my song that I've thought of ever since I first heard this song, and I've thought of it throughout my life, and I know it word for word. May not get it tonight, but I know it word for word. I had to meet you here today. There's just so many things to say.
Then he said, "Please don't leave me." What did we say?
Please don't stop me until I'm through.
Till I'm through.
This is something I hate to do. Then he hit it down. We've been meeting here so long. That's my shit right there. Boy, I told y'all last night, if I could sing like y'all, we would have our own YouTube channel because hey, fuck it. We'd just be on some snippets. You know what I'm saying? Making that shit viral. Viral. But
Well, hell, you can say it with your whole chest. Come here, woman.
no.
Hey,
Close the door.
Yeah, y'all got to stop screaming in my ear, fellas.
I don't know what to say about that Jaquari.
Y'all screaming and shit.
Yeah, maybe you get emotional, man.
Oh,
You try not to address certain feelings, bro.
My
You know
fault,
what I'm
man, but it's the song. It wasn't like just screaming just inadvertently.
Man, relax, bro. I'm just fucking with you. That's it.
No, but anything, before we get off here, any last words for the evening? I've had a ball. And guys, my singer voice is what it is. But I still enjoyed every song that I sang.
Hey, all you got to do in response to that, brother, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Stop playing.
Yeah.
You heard the words. I perfectly said every word.
And that's the funniest thing, man. People who think they can't sing always start out those comments with, if I could sing, but they do sing. It's like it's put the voice out there, man. Because I like Will Downing is one of my favorite singers, man. But it's not the technique, it's the delivery.
He's a crooner.
Yeah. So if you got a voice, man, and you got a song in your heart, man, put it out there, shit.
Any last words, Damon? We'll wait for Damon to come back. Ladies and
My
gentlemen,
last words is this, man. At the end of the day, man, people have the tendency, man, to think that things are bad, man. But when you really, truly look at life, man, you have more good times than bad. You know what I'm saying? And be about love and peace, man. Hey, look at, I was about to break out this song because I'm joking and shit. But real talk, man. I appreciate that we sit up here, man, talking about songs, man, that really matter, that mean something if you truly listen to it. And it's an inspiration. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's real difficult, it's real hard, not hard. It's real easy to listen to a song, man, that speaks to your misery. And then you glom onto that shit, and that becomes you. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the day, where you walling in that misery, you realize that, man, is that really me? I mean, how am I gonna move out of that situation? That just made me feel worse. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be in love, whether it's about machismo or we men or whatever. Men need, the what they call it, what they say, the apex cat. I can't remember the phrase, man, that people use when they're talking about he's not a
Alpha male?
apex guy, alpha male. Everybody, alpha males want to be in love. You know what I'm saying? If you look at Alliance Pride, the guy that's over the pride. Guess what? It's that one queen that keeps them in line. I mean, you need to take care of this baby, that baby, and make sure everybody thrive and survive. So it's not predicated on power and destruction and who you can overpower. It's about survival. It's about compassion. It's about passing on understanding of taking care of thyself and your flock. It's about that. So you stand on that. You stand on surviving. You stand on persevering. You stand on that, and that's what it is. And that incorporates love songs and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's all incorporated together. You just have to try to figure out how to differentiate between those things, those personal feelings where you felt slighted. Do you want to pass that on? Where your kids are bitter and shit? And what to look out for? Do you need to be a man in this situation in case? Or just be yourself and say, hey man, I want to explore my passion. I want to explore that. No matter what the naysayers are, because they might see your passion as a weakness. But Shakespeare explored his passions. Where everybody's in love with his word. The rules he wrote down and he spoke. And they want to be a part of that. Man, I want to be in love like that. I want to have somebody in my corner like that. That requires humanity, love, respect. You know what I'm saying? And it's not always predicated on throwing your chest out, because you will never win that. Because it's always somebody tougher than you. You know what I'm saying? But you can be in love, and that can go down in history. Romeo and Juliet, for whatever that's worth. People want to be that in love with each other, going against the world. Man, that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Being in love is me and my mate saying, you know what, we gonna stand this test this time, and whatever comes our way, I don't care, as long as you there. You know, and sometimes we forget that shit, man, and fall out of grace. And what did Jesus talked about, y'all? Loving thy neighbor.
All right, bro.
Listen.
I'm just kidding, man. But you know, you understand the gist of what I was saying.
Yeah. Great words. What we're gonna do? We're gonna end the episode tonight. A little housekeeping before we go. Go like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel, Strong Perspective Podcast. You see under my name, Big Dog. You see the Cash App. You put it up there. You know, tools and views to help the channel. We appreciate everything. Help us out. Help us move forward. Help us do our thing. All right. 3 years strong. Don't even feel like it. Feel like we just started it last month. I definitely appreciate everybody who tunes in. I definitely appreciate our partners. The big fella, Uncle Spoke, right? The big fella, Uncle Spoke, and Damon Armstrong. We're gonna keep rocking. We're here next week. It's Friday at 7:30. If you want to come on, especially my people in the Facebook community, hit me with the messenger, and we want different views. We need people to come on, men and women. Please come on. Let's talk about it. If you have a subject you want to talk about, we'll talk about it. You know what I mean? Big Mike, what's up, baby?
What's going on, brother? Appreciate the time, man. Appreciate the time.
But please come through. Just let me know. Cash App the Strong Perspective Podcast. Do our thing. Help us out, baby. And we don't need it, but we appreciate it.
I'm gonna say this, man, before we go. And this is personal. I would have never expressed myself and been as free as I was tonight without my two brothers being here. You know what I'm saying? Some of the feelings that I expressed tonight, I was suppressed because I thought, I would have the attitude that somebody might find it as a weakness. But I was on here with my two brothers singing out of tune and all that stuff because I'm comfortable.
No doubt.
Right. And I was able to express myself and share with the world that I usually keep close to my breast. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate y'all, man, for allowing me to be free in the moment.
Give us free. No doubt. Hey, look, like I said, y'all heard me saying every song that I sang meant everything to me. That's it. That's why I sang them. You know what I'm saying? But last words, we out of here. Jaquari, Damon, last words.
Brothers, I had a good time, man. I appreciate your time. I'm looking forward to the next time. Peace.
I spoke on it just now, man. The opportunity as a black man, especially in the climate that we live in, to be able to express myself with freedom and love and compassion. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing for me. You know what I'm saying?
Doubt.
I'm optimistic.
No doubt. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace out. Love y'all. This is Strong Perspective Podcast. Have a great weekend.